Hey, dude, I'm just gonna speak briefly with you about something I feel like I need to get off my chest once in a while, like French Montana, is just, I've never been the type of person to follow my heart and act on instinct. And I feel like everybody's like that, even people with billions and like the richest, like five people in the world at any given time are always like that, at least a little bit, because no matter how hard you try to be on top of things, you just never seem to quite follow your heart, or you never seem to be done. And it's sort of like what is like, every day is like day one, and since it's not something that's going to change, that's the thing that's going to scare you for the rest of your life and be a habit. And I would never recommend somebody to take this footage as advice, because it's dangerous to put yourself in the state of mind that I'm in. And nothing dangerous should happen because of it. And recently, I've been able to show people more about myself by staying home than usual because of the quarantine and the lockdown. But, I don't want people to think that I'm not the type of person who would go to the mall every day and go out to eat every day and, buy, a ton of video games, which lately I've been buying a lot of video games. And, even before the quarantine, I had like stocked up my PS4 on digital downloads. I've got like $5,000 worth of video games on my PS4 now. Got every console. I've got two Switches and two PS4 Pros, and I've got an Xbox One X and two laptops. I got my stereo, my iPhone 11 Pro Max. I got my camera. So I've got my Dre Beats. You know, and it's not obvious sometimes that you can do those types of things, like go all out and go shopping. And it's hard to have a voice when you move out of your parents, at age 18, and you can never buy those things because I live with my parents. So that's the thing about me is, I get nostalgic about shit like that here and there, because chances are now I can get my own place and keep the shit I have now, and get another job. And but now with this lockdown, which has changed a lot of things, and it's important to study that landscape for me of what I've gone through because of Quarantine X2. And basically how everything seems to be a sham or a hoax or a scam is a big part of why I decided not to go through with things like start my own company. And even though I do stock up on books now, my book count is almost up to 100 now. Ebooks I've never read, and I've got like a few books that are physical, but I stopped buying physical books early, and I don't even have books like that to be saying shit like that. And honestly, it's like being a kindergartner, because you always wonder who the fuck is doing their thing right now. And shit like that is kind of dangerous to say compared to what I was saying before, because people always want to try you for being ignorant. And I just want to be honest with you for the first time, because before I was optimistic about having money today, but today I'm not as optimistic about the money that I have, because it's not there. I thought I would have $1 million today, and it didn't happen. And it's important to study that aspect of my life to myself, and it's just becoming increasingly important for me to not allow this quarantine to get to me. And when it's not the quarantine, it's the shootings and the violence and the hysteria and the epidemic of other things. In 2017 we had the clowns, and just think about that. How about the clown shit could have gotten out of hand. We could have had an epidemic much bigger than the size of that epidemic out of that epidemic a long time ago, that could still be affecting us today. What if this whole pandemic goes on for 5 years? We don't know. We hope it's over by January, because that's when it's estimated to be over. But hopefully it will be over by next week, and that's me being optimistic again about next week.